Hey, Noobie Coders here. So people, what exactly is a modulus and why is that so relevant to our coding? Is it this? Nah, that looks like an over-engineered state-of-the-art Nerf gun. Is it this? Nah, that's an old platform as a system company logo. Here's what we're talking about. Class, read it with me. Modulus, the remainder after division of one number by another. In order to understand this code better, one must first grasp the concept of modulus. In programming, it's referred to as the mod operator, and it is used in a critical point in our solution. Therefore, its functionality needs further investigation. You may have heard of modulus before, perhaps in an algebra class. I would prefer to define this as the remainder in a quotient when two integers weren't evenly divisible. It's kind of hard to imagine this, so let's see it in action. Pop quiz class, what does 18 divided by 18, 18 divided by 9, and 18 divided by 6 all have in common? Simple. A modulus of 0. Check it out. I made this elegant solution to better illustrate the modulus concept at work. Okay, let's put some numbers in here. So, say we have 30 and we divide it by 8. Okay? Well, you know that's not going to go in evenly. So, what do you think the mod output will be? I'm going to say 6. How did I know that? Because 8 goes evenly only 3 times. And then the remainder is 6. Okay? So let's try it again. I'm going to do 40 divided by 15. I think that's going to be 10. There you go. So, how am I doing this? Well, the quotient of 40 by 15 equals 2. Because 2 times 15 is 30, which will give you the remainder of 10. That's really how the modulus concept works. So, Professor, why do we need this? Well, class, many programmers found it's an excellent device for determining whether a number is odd or even. This is mainly where the mod operator is employed, but not always. The programmer merely divides a number by 2. If the mod result is 0, this proves the number is even. And if the mod result is 1, proves the number is odd. Okay, Professor, why would we be concerned whether a number is odd or even? Good question, class. Well, this makes for an efficient means of determining the probability outcome. Just like tossing a coin, we know from experience 50% of the time it will be heads, 50% of the time tails. For instance, to make it appear a movement occurs randomly, we would generate a bunch of random numbers and then animate an object accordingly. So we have on the law of averages an object, like I don't know, a ball perhaps? And we can have it bounce up or down or move left or right generally half the time. Another definition for modulus is constant factor or ratio. And this ratio doesn't necessarily have to be a 50-50 proposition. In fact, if you want your movement routine to happen every third time, you would make your divisor equal to 3 with your code responding to 0 mod. So let's do this again. Say you try 21, right? And our divisor is 3. Okay, perfect. You got it. You got a 0. That's what you want, right? You want this code to branch off every time your mod's set to 0, which means every time the number is divisible by 3. So 27 and 3. Same thing. 54 and 3. Same thing. And of course 99 and 3. Same thing. If we return to our solution, you will see a very clever use of this mod operator in action. Okay, I think we've seen this before. Here's the code. All right, so since the ball is matched to a timer routine, timer 1 tick, we have a constant counter to work with. That'll be the count. Now remember, you need a counter to make the timer routine work. This is synced up. Count is synced up with each iteration of the timer. Okay, so of course we're incrementing the ball movement once each time the counter increments. All right, now if we use the mod 200 equals 0, we're essentially saying every 200 movements of the ball, let's break and change the direction of the ball. So whether it's done 200 iterations, 400, 600, or 800 will depend on direction it goes. So that's how this works. And of course, to track the ball direction changed, we use bDirect, which is another variable. And that's a pretty simple variable. It's either 0, 1, 2, 3, right? There's only four versions of that. Okay, if it starts out with 0, and if it gets a 3, we reset it to 0. So it constantly is looping through those 4 numbers. And of course, if it's 0, we're going to have the ball move to the right, and that's by affecting the left command, which is the X variable of the ball, and incrementing the X. And if it's going up, we're decrementing the Y, and of course that's using the top command. And then of course to go left, we increment the X on the left, or the X variable, and then to go down we increment the Y, or the top variable, which is the Y coordinate. And that's essentially it. Because we have this constantly cycle 0 through 4, and then we keep resetting it back to 0, this ball will move forever in a precise infinite loop. But don't worry, we included start and stop buttons, so this won't happen. So there you have it, guys. Now you know what a mod is and how useful the mod operator truly is in terms of coding. Feel free to comment, like, and of course subscribe. Bye-bye.